My name is Evan Hale, and I never thought a simple human like me would ever stand in front of an alien queen, especially not one who ruled over 4 star systems with a voice strong enough to shake armies. But fate has never been gentle with me. It always throws me into things I don't expect. That day, it pushed me into the biggest moment of my life, and it all started with a whisper I was never supposed to hear. I still remember it clearly. I was cleaning the long crystal hallway outside the throne room of Queen Valira, the Iron Star Queen of the Thalkari Empire. I was a janitor on her flagship, the Silver Horizon, one of the largest star cruisers in the galaxy. There were thousands of elite warriors, royal officers, and highborn nobles on this ship. And then there was me, a broom in my hand, no special skills, no medals, nothing. Humans were the newest species allowed to work inside the Thalkari Empire. Most aliens still looked at us like we were strange, weak creatures with soft bodies and slow reflexes. Many believed humans didn't belong among powerful, warlike races. So I kept my head down and did my work. That morning, the throne room doors were half open. I could hear voices inside, the queen's voice mixed with her advisors. I didn't want trouble, so I tried to walk past quickly. But then I heard it. A soft whisper. A voice saying something about me. The human with the strange eyes, the one cleaning the halls. My heart jumped. I froze mid-step. They were talking about my eyes, a pale silver color I was born with. Most humans thought they looked odd, but aliens found them even stranger. Before I could walk away, another voice spoke. It was the Queen's voice. Calm, smooth, powerful. I have seen him, Queen Valira said. There is something unusual about that human. I almost swallowed my tongue. Me? Unusual? I was the most normal man alive. I didn't even like adventure. I could barely climb stairs without getting tired. Then she said the words that changed everything. Bring him to my private chamber. I dropped my broom. It hit the polished floor with a loud clack. Inside the throne room, the voices went silent. Then someone stepped out. General Koresh, the Queen's tallest guard, stared down at me with glowing orange eyes. You, he said softly, come with me. The Queen summons you. I felt like a child being dragged into the principal's office. Except this principal was an alien queen who commanded fleets. I followed the general through winding halls, my heart pounding harder with every step. We reached a large metal door covered in swirling symbols. General Koresh stepped aside. Enter. The door slid open, and warm purple light spilled out. I stepped inside. The chamber was huge, lit with floating crystals. In the center stood Queen Valira. She was tall, at least a foot taller than me, with dark blue skin that shimmered like the night sky. Her hair floated around her shoulders like soft silver flames, and her sharp crown curved behind her head like wings. She looked both beautiful and dangerous, like a storm wrapped in silk. Her eyes, bright violet, rested on me. So, she said, you are the human everyone whispers about. My mouth went dry. I bowed awkwardly. Why, yes, Your Majesty. I mean, maybe? I'm not sure. I just clean floors. She tilted her head, studying me like I was a puzzle. You are afraid. Yes. You are honest. I try to be. A strange smile touched her lips. Come closer. I stepped forward, shaking. She circled me slowly, her eyes analyzing every inch of me. You are smaller than my warriors, she said. I winced. You are not heavily built, not fast, not trained. Each fact felt like a stab. Yes, Your Majesty. I know. But humans have something else, she said. A spark. A fire inside the heart. I want to understand it. I didn't expect that. For a moment, I forgot to breathe. You want to understand humans? I asked softly. No, she said. Her voice lowered. I want to understand you. My entire brain stopped working. Why me? I wasn't special. I wasn't strong or brave. I wasn't a hero. I was just Evan, the guy with a mop. What exactly do you want me to do? I asked. She lifted her hand and pointed to a seat. I want you to talk to me. I blinked. Talk. Yes. Speak freely. Humans hide their hearts, but you let yours show even when you are scared. That makes you rare. So I sat, and we talked. At first, it was awkward. I stumbled over my words, worried about saying something dumb. But the Queen was patient. She asked about Earth, our oceans, our festivals, our simple joys. She asked what made humans laugh, what made us cry, what made life worth living. For hours, I answered. And she listened with calm interest, like each word was a treasure. Then she shared her world. Her empire had been built through centuries of war. Even though she was feared, she felt lonely on her throne. No one spoke to her like a normal person. Everyone bowed. Everyone trembled. Everyone hid their true thoughts. But you, she said, do not hide. When you look at me, you see a person, not a title. Well, I said, you're more than a title. Something changed in her eyes. Surprise. Softness. Something I couldn't name. She walked to a tall window showing the stars outside. My people expect me to be perfect, she whispered. Strong. Never wrong. Never weak. I hesitated, then spoke gently. But even a queen is still a person. She turned toward me. I have never heard anyone say that. Silence filled a room. A comfortable silence. Until the door burst open. An advisor ran inside. Your Majesty, a distress signal. The mining colony on Varos 4 is under attack. Queen Valira straightened, her calm fading. Who attacks my people? Unknown ships. They came from the Dark Belt. Their weapons burn through shields. Valira clenched her jaw. Prepare my fleet. I will lead the defense myself. Your Majesty, I said quickly, can I help? The advisor looked at me like I had grown a second head. But the Queen looked thoughtful. You are not a soldier, Evan, she said softly. No, I said, but people are in danger. I can do something. Anything. She stared at me for a long time. Then she nodded. Very well. You will stay near me. Me? Near her? The Queen? During a battle? I felt sick, but I didn't back down. Within minutes, alarms rang across the ship. Soldiers ran through halls. Engines roared. The Queen stood in her armor, a shining silver suit that looked alive with energy. I stood beside her in a borrowed vest and helmet 2 sizes too big. When we reached the command deck, the battle had already begun. Explosions lit up the starfield. Strange dark ships swarmed the colony below like hungry insects. Shields at 60%, shouted an officer. Enemy fighters incoming. The Queen raised her hand. All ships attack. The fleet moved like one being. Lasers streaked through space. But the enemy ships were fast. Too fast. Your Majesty, their fighters are outmaneuvering us. She looked at me, not for command, but for clarity, like she wanted to understand something. Humans fight with instinct, she said quietly. Guide me. Guide you? I want to see war through your human eyes. My brain screamed, but I looked at the screen. The enemy fighters moved in strange patterns, circling, diving, twisting like water. They're not attacking your main ships, I said slowly. They're surrounding them, cutting you off, like wolves. Valira's eyes widened. Wolves. She touched her control panel. All fleets, break formation. Do not defend the center. Hunt them one by one, like wolves. Her ship scattered and curved, matching the enemy movements. For the first time, the dark fighters hesitated. Targets locked, shouted the gunnery officer. Fire, Valira commanded. Dozens of explosions lit the darkness. The enemy ranks broke. The queen looked at me, something proud glowing in her eyes. You see patterns my officers do not. I swallowed. Just human instinct. No, she said. Human brilliance. But the battle wasn't over. A massive ship appeared from the shadows. Black, spiked, glowing with red fire. A dread ship, an officer whispered. It opened its lower hatch, and energy began to gather. They're going to fire on the colony, I shouted. Valira's fists clenched. Bring us forward, Your Majesty, our shields. Now, the silver horizon surged between the dreadship and the colony. The enemy weapon fired. A beam of burning red light struck the Queen's ship head-on. The deck shook. Consoles burst with sparks. I was thrown off my feet. Shields gone. Hull breach on levels 5 through 9. We cannot take another hit. I staggered up. Valira, we need to disable it, not destroy it. Aim for its engines. She stared at the dreadship, then at me. Yes, she whispered. You are right. She raised her arm. All ships, concentrate fire on the enemy engines. The fleet obeyed. Blue and white beams sliced through space, striking the dreadship's lower hull. One engine exploded, then another. The huge ship began to fall sideways, its red lights flickering. It's retreating, shouted an officer. The enemy fleet pulled back and vanished into the dark belt. The battle was won. Cheers filled the deck. Officers shouted. Soldiers hugged. But the Queen walked toward me slowly. You saved thousands, she said quietly. I just saw what was happening. No, she said. You cared. When others saw danger, you saw people. She stepped closer. You showed me a part of humanity I never understood. Compassion without fear. Kindness without rank. My face grew warm. I'm just me. Yes, she whispered. And that is why you are extraordinary. She placed her hand gently over mine. Evan Hale, she said softly, from this day, you will not be a simple worker in my halls. You will be my advisor. I froze. What? Me? Advisor? I don't know anything about empires. And yet, she said, you helped save mine. My heart pounded. My hands shook. Are you sure? I whispered. Her violet eyes softened. I heard the alien queen whisper about me. Then she ordered me into her private chamber, I said in my head. And now here she was, not whispering, not commanding, but choosing me. She smiled gently. I am sure. I bowed my head. Then, I accept. Her fingers curled around mine. Good, she whispered, because I will need you, and not just for war. I looked up. She held my gaze with a warmth I had never seen before. For the first time, the Queen looked less like a ruler and more like a woman who trusted me. A human, a friend, maybe something more someday. But for now, the Queen and I stood together as the stars outside glowed brighter than ever. And I knew my life would never be the same.